Hey guys, Ellen here. I just did something that I've done for many years, and at different times in my life have done it more often, sometimes forgotten about the practice, but every time I remember, it is so powerful. The universe never fails. I decided to just pick up a book, flip open to any page, and see the message, and it is spot on. So the book is Rise, Sister, Rise by Rebecca Campbell, a guide to unleashing the wise, wild woman within. And so the page I turned to is called Dark Mother Kali Ma. And I really like how the style of this book. It's like 1 and 2 page snippets, and there's some like prayers, meditation, there's journal prompts. It's just a really easy book to pick up at any point and practice what is in there. So I'm just going to read this prayer of gratitude to Kali. So for those of you who don't know, Kali is the goddess of destruction. She carries a sword. She's going to destroy anything in your life that is not true to who you are. So she is benevolent in the sense that she is going to come in maybe when you are not willing or you're too scared to cut the things out of your life that are no longer serving you, and you're holding on to them out of fear of the unknown or out of guilt or shame or regret or any of those lower vibrational energies. And so I've really experienced the energy of Kali in the last I'd say year, 13 months. Sort of my journey really started, or my present journey. Of course, my journey started when I was just a thought in the womb of creation, so we won't go back that far. But this particular journey that I've been on for the last 13 months started on June 4th of 2016, and it has been a ride. It has been at times blissful and at times excruciatingly painful, but you see a smile on my face because the feeling of liberation and freedom that comes from learning to trust your heart and trust yourself again, especially if that's something that has been gone for a long time, and that you place trust in things external to you, whether it was the social conditioning you grew up with, or some sort of guru or teaching, or you put trust in relationships, other people, you externalized your inner wisdom. When you've been in any of those places and you come back to the heart, it's such a sweet spot. So much love right here within you. Source creator right here within you. Christ consciousness right here within you. Buddha consciousness right here within you. It's like we have the keys and they're right here. It's like they're hidden in plain sight. And so, especially in this sort of consumer-driven society we live in, we're seeking, we're trying to fill something that's missing. We're consuming things and relationships and information, and I'm so guilty of this. Wanting to place responsibility almost, or like the thought of having all the answers within comes with so much responsibility that I think sometimes it's easier to just look to an outside source, if that makes sense. Anyway, I went a long way around, but what I wanted to read to you is this. Dark Mother Kali Ma, thank you for rocking me and my foundations when my soul cried for a way out. Thank you for stubbornly burning down the tower when I did not choose to leave on my own. Thank you for continuing to rip away all the layers of protection so I had no choice but to stand naked as I am. Thank you for sending in wave after wave so that I know with conviction that I can ride whatever comes my way. Thank you for serving up those who did not see me so that I was forced to truly see myself. Thank you for recruiting the haters so that I could learn to cherish and love myself. Thank you for sending those who would never understand me so that I was forced to know and trust myself. Thank you for delivering ones who overlook me so I could discover how much I have to share. Thank you for continuing to catch me off guard so I can see all of the ways I attempt to protect myself from life. And thank you for loving so ferociously no matter how much I kicked and screamed. Woo! Big bug. So the one that really gets to me is this second to last one. Thank you for continuing to catch me off guard so I can see all of the ways I attempt to protect myself from life. So it's kind of a buzz topic right now to do shadow work and look at your shadows and integrate your shadows and all of this. And I think one thing that is often not acknowledged as a shadow aspect or something that can turn into a shadow aspect is using spirituality and spiritual concepts as a way to protect yourself from life. This is what I'm just emerging from, is realizing that I was using a lot of spiritual teachings and knowledge to not face some of the deeper, darker aspects of my personality, or the way my ego has protected itself due to core wounds that I wasn't willing to acknowledge how deep they were, and really feel that and feel it from a place of safety and knowing that it was all part of my experience to lead me to this now moment. But what I did, and I guess this is also considered like spiritual bypassing, which I just bought a book and I'm gonna read it with a group on the Year of Astrology page. So if I end up posting this there, hi, I'm Ellen. But I'm really, really owning that spiritual bypassing is what I have been doing for the past year. Now, that's not to say that a lot of the things that I've learned in the past year about my own spirituality, my own understanding of truth, my own practices that work for me, not to say any of that was false or not valid or not helpful. But now that I'm doing this other work, those things can have deeper impact, deeper meaning, because they're coming from a more balanced place. They're coming from a place of looking at all the aspects of myself, not just the part of me that is very open, that's crown chakra is, tends to stay very open. I have a lot of Neptune in my chart, so it's very easy for me to expand my understanding of multidimensionality and quantum physics and the holographic universe. And I'm consider that a blessing. I think it gives me a very unique approach in my work with clients and with just my daily life. But what I'm noticing is that because I can go to that place so easily, and with Neptune being in retrograde, it's really asking me to look at where does my understanding of these things go into the realm of delusion when applying it to my everyday reality, and where am I using those things to escape my everyday reality instead of making inspired changes to make my outer reality more in alignment with my inner reality. So I felt called to make this video. I think it's North Node in Leo. I think it's Venus going into Gemini. I think it's a bunch of different things. I think it's my throat chakra finally being cleared and feeling safe to express. I had a very traumatic experience in this lifetime with expressing my truth and expressing spiritual concepts, and then in the past year I've had lots of memories of the witch hunts and being burned at the stake, and a lot of these really suppressive actions that were taken when speaking truth that maybe wasn't popular or wasn't mainstream. And so this is part of my healing. So thank you to anybody who has listened or watched. My hope is just to really share my story honestly and authentically. That was low battery, sorry. And to just put it out there with no expectation of anything other than doing it because it feels good, it feels right, it feels safe, it feels exciting. So I just love all of you guys. Anybody that's watching this, I'm sending you big waves of heart energy. Something else I've been doing, I feel called to share right now, is really holding a hand on the womb and a hand on the heart. And this is something we did at Astrology Rising a lot, and I've just found it to be really powerful. And my roommate Kenzie, if you're watching this, hi! You really drove this home for me of how healing just a few conscious breaths can be when we're focusing on these areas. Namaste.